was going to offer them more financially from an economic perspective. He was a bit more of a, America first. So it wasn't so much as a self-interest point, but it's more they felt that he was going to do more for their country, and they turned, as you said, maybe a blind eye. Didn't put the significance of his racism. Okay,
yes, no, I think that's. I'm going to put that on the same page as Brendan's category. Actually, the people who saw it. And not so much pretended that they hadn't seen it, but managed to persuade themselves that it wasn't a big enough deal to cancel out the stuff that they thought would be good.
Yeah, and isn't that more worrying? For me, that's more worrying.
Well, it's a utilitarian approach, I suppose, except that with utilitarianism you wouldn't be able to pretend anything. You'd have to count up the positives and the negatives and then go with whatever result gave you the highest total. But no, hang on, who worries you the most? The people that saw it and thought, yeah, that's a price worth paying for hurting, well, you can't go down the hurting migrants route, because that wouldn't be ignoring depravity, that would be embracing it. So they ignored the depravity because they thought there would be something in it for them.
Yeah, ultimately, it's the lesser of the two evils. There's a group here that aren't these, so there's a group that are likely to suffer from his views, some of his racism, some of his fascism, some of his, sexism, but I don't fall within that category. It's not going to affect me so much, and there's other things that might affect me or my family that could help. So I'm going to put actually the people that I know, people that could benefit, and what he can do for them ahead of...
Can you separate Trumpism from the depravity? So Nick's texted to talk about people who were ignored by Republican and Democratic governments. I'm not suggesting that he's doing this, but an awful lot of people use the lie of the left behind and economic concerns to camouflage their support for a massive racist sex pest. But there might be something in it. I mean, if you weren't, could you do a wasn't really paying attention defense? Could you say, I wasn't interested in the stuff he said about the Mexicans and the Muslims and the migrants, or what he does to women in private circumstances, or his associations with Jeffrey Epstein, or whatever else it might be that he uses evidence of his...
I think that's really valid.
Yes.
For some people...
I thought he was going to reopen the coal mines, or I thought he was going to make America great again. I thought he was going to bring production back to America, and that becomes a forgivable perspective, because the last thing anybody wants to do is conclude that 70 million Americans are comfortable with the kind of fascism that became undeniable on Wednesday. I like that. I think it's part of category 4. And of course, to the question of how you tell the difference between these people. Jacob Rees-Mogg talking about how we must roll out our most spotless red carpet, and how Donald Trump would be our greatest ally after Brexit, and that's not really turning a blind eye, is it, or not paying attention? And of course, he also met up with Steve Bannon, didn't he, J-Dog? And that sounds different coming out of my mouth now than it did a week ago. Even me, I've been under no illusions about what this political period represents and the threat it poses to basic decency. But how could Jacob Rees-Mogg have broken bread with Steve Bannon? And the idea that you could look at Steve Bannon and not notice what he was, when he actually boasts about his of racism as a badge of honour. And then Jacob Rees-Mogg thought, I should invite round for tea. Yeah. Nails falling from any more yet? It's 10:30. Holly Harris, your headlines.
All international Scotland will see tests for coronavirus. They can enter the need to be taken 72 hours before departure. The airline industry acknowledged the need for the restrictions, but it's to lift them as quickly as possible. The minister says lockdown restrictions need to be strengthened in every aspect of life because of the new variants of COVID-19. Mark Drakeford says if infection rates don't improve, school and college students will continue learning online until February half-term. Donald Trump has condemned the recent violence in Washington, D.C., saying those who broke the law will pay. 5 people have died following the storming of the US Capitol building on Wednesday, including a police officer. The weather, a band of rain, sleet and snow moving south across England and Wales. Brighter skies in Scotland and Northern Ireland. Feeling cold, a high of 5 Celsius.
This is LBC.
What am I looking forward to most? Hugs. Definitely lots of hugs. I miss that.
A day out that doesn't involve walking in mud.
Actually, I'm okay with a no hugging.
At Trusted PPE, we're looking forward to getting back to normal as much as you are. So let's all pull together and do our bit to help stop the spread once and for all. In the meantime, look after each other and stay safe with trustedppe.co.uk. Rated excellent on Trustpilot.
This is the sound of solicitor Jeremy bossing his invoices. Take control of invoicing. Boss it. Try for free at sage.com. Terms and conditions apply.
I need to feel the power.
Yeah, I only use it for emails.
I need a laptop with oomph.
Gaming, movie making. Not for me.
I need this in my life.
There's someone on eBay who needs this.
Only 274 quid. No brainer.
Gosh, I got way more than that for.
I bought it. Sweet.
I sold it. Marvellous.
Sell on eBay to make extra money. Buy, sell, eBay.
Lidl Plus is Lidl's new rewards app. It's everything you love about Lidl, plus there's loads of savings. Plus new coupons every week. Plus deals on the stuff you buy all the time. Plus loads more simple ways to save as you shop. Plus every month the more you shop, the more you save. Big savings, no fuss. That's Lidl Plus. Download the app today and get £5 off your first £25 spend. T's and C's apply. See lidl.co.uk/Lidl Plus welcome for details.
This January on Sky Cinema.
I'd like you to conduct a seance at my home. It'll be the perfect inspiration for my new screenplay.
Is there anyone on the other side did you think of?
Elvira, his dead ex-wife.
Elvira, you're dead.
Starring Dan Stevens, Leslie Mann, Isla Fisher, and Judi Dench.
Something must have gone hideously wrong. You're in trouble now.
Blithe Spirit.
True love never dies.
Sky original film. Only on Sky Cinema, January 15th.
I'm Jose Mourinho. I know a thing or two about being special. Tall Swedish strikers with little ponytails, special. Winning the daily jackpot on penny power games, not special.
Understood, Jose. Yes, someone wins the average £35,000 daily jackpot every single day. So if you win, don't think you're special. Daily jackpots by Paddy Power Games. Jackpots must be awarded by 11 p.m. and vary from day to day. Jackpot is shared with other operators. Available on selected games. T's and C's at paddypower.com. Please begin on
If you're looking for a used Nissan, buy it from the people who built it. Our approved used cars come with a £395 deposit contribution and 2 years free representative. Visit usedcars.nissan.co.uk to browse and reserve your used Nissan today. Valid until 31st of March 2021 on vehicles up to 5 years or under 75,000 miles. Whichever comes first. Participating dealers only. PCP Nissan Finance. Subject to status 18 plus. T's and C's apply. Visit usedcars.nissan.co.uk to find out more.
James O'Brien on LBC. Call 0345 6060 973.
10:35 is the time. You saw what Trump was, you hated it, you called it out. You saw what Trump was, you loved it, you cheered him on. You didn't see what Trump was. You genuinely didn't see what Trump was, but you have now. And then category 4, you saw it, you perhaps underestimated it, or you pretended not to see it, or you saw self-interest trumping your kind of moral compass. Those 4 categories. How the hell do we tell the difference between these people? Let's remind ourselves of some of the comments from some of the most senior politicians in this land about the outgoing American president. If you thought I was joking when I mentioned the Nobel Peace Prize earlier, I wasn't.
North Korea, and if he can fix the Iran nuclear deal, then I don't see why he's any less of a candidate for the Nobel Peace Prize than Barack Obama, who got it before he even did anything.
Okay, that was Boris Johnson, as indeed is this.
He is penetrating corners of the global consciousness that I think few other presidents have ever done. So his method of tweeting early in the morning, no matter how rambunctious those tweets may be, they are communicating with people. And yes, a lot of people don't like it, but a lot of people relate to it. And in an age when people have been turned off politics, it's more direct and it's more communicative than a lot of previous presidents have managed.
Is that category 4 then? So yes, I do see what he is, but all things being equal, I'm going to go along with it because it's better for me. Theresa May, it was awful to see. Do you remember when Theresa May had to go and sort of pay homage to him in America? Because at the time there was still sort of a chance of, well, a second term and a big juicy trade deal from an American point of view is very much on the other side of the scales from the damage that Brexit will do. Is that category 4? I don't know. And then back to Boris Johnson.
Actually, he has many good qualities. I mean, this is a guy who, when all is said and done, has got the US economy motoring along at about 3.6% growth. He's put in capital allowances for business in a way that I think we should be looking at here.